Coach T podcast and the NFL show is presented by Turner Sports Training, TST.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. Hey. You know what time it is? Yeah. You know what time it is?
You are watching a master at work.
Some people are probably like, what time is it? You know what time it is.
Showtime.
Mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. We are back on the Coach T NFL show with Kyle and Hicks. Fellas, for the fans out there, how are you doing?
Hey, man, I'm doing fantastic. We in here about to toss some more ball. We here for another week, so I'm pumped, man.
I'm doing okay. You know, Eagles took another L. They played a good game, but it is what it is. I'm ready to talk some football. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm ready to talk some ball too. And fans out there, if you're listening to me, I actually, a quick story. I left my microphone at the old place at our former home. So I actually have my Apple AirPod in, and I'm in my wife's new office. It's a very nice office, but it's a little, it's a little wide, it's a little tall, it's a little long, it's got good space, but that also creates a little bit of an echo, a little bit of a hollow sound. So please bear with me this week as I work through that. I'm literally scrambling to get the show up for you guys. I know the same thing for Kyle and Hicks. So, by any means necessary, we are recording this show for you guys, the fans. So please forgive me for the sound, but you're going to get a great show from me.
Talk to him.
So to begin the show, we will begin as we always begin. We'll begin with our classic segment, Stock Up, Stock Down. This is powered by the Coach T College Football Show, which airs weekly during the college football season on the TST Network. And you can listen weekly on any of your podcast platforms. We'll do our Stock Up and our Stock Down teams. We'll also do our Stock Up and Stock Down players. I will begin here. Actually, I'll do my Stock Up team and my Stock Down team, and then I'll pass the mic to somebody else. But my Stock Up team, I got to go with them. I talk about them every week. The Cleveland Browns. They are now 3-1. They had a very impressive road win over the Minnesota Vikings this past week. And as they get more and more healthy, they become more and more scarier. They're actually tied with the Bengals and the Ravens atop the AFC North. I talk about it every week. Their defense, their run game. Baker, who is more of a game manager, but he can make plays when necessary. OBJ is back. He had a decent game relatively for himself last week. I don't know when they get Jarvis Landry back, but they have enough weapons, especially in the run game, to do what they have to do to win games, to grind them out in a tough AFC North. So the Cleveland Browns, they are my Stock Up team. My Stock Down team are the New Orleans Saints. They gave up 17 unanswered points in their overtime loss to the winless Giants, and this was at home, people. You truly never know what you're going to get from the Saints week to week. Jameis is, we talked about, he's up and he's down, he's hot and he's cold, he's yes and he's no. He's just one of those guys, and I'm not putting all the blame on him for this, but he's one of those guys that you don't know what you're going to get. That's why the Buccaneers got rid of him a few years ago. And I like Jameis, don't get me wrong. But also Sean Payton, he was my Stock Down coach preseason, and this is why. Because you don't really know what you're going to get from this team. You don't know who the playmakers are going to be. Michael Thomas, he is yet to play. He's going to be out. I think he's on a PUP list for the first 8 weeks. So it only gets rougher from here for those guys. My Stock Up player, I actually have a couple of them. I'm going to start on the defensive side. Trayvon Diggs, arguably the best corner in the NFL. Probably the best corner the Dallas Cowboys have had since Neon Deion prime time, high step in prime time. Trayvon Diggs has been high step in the last few weeks. He now leads the NFL in interceptions with 5 in only 4 games. He's actually had an interception every single game so far this season, and he has Dallas's defense looking straight legit. And surprisingly enough, in the NFL notes, a little bit of a tangent, a little bit of sidebar, but Dallas's defense just got rid of Jalen Smith. Well, I was very surprised by the starting linebacker. I don't know what's up with that. But a guy like Trayvon Diggs, clearly, he's able to hold the fort down, and he's giving their defense enough to where they feel like, hey, maybe we can get rid of the linebacker that we just signed to a huge contract just a few seasons ago. And I got a couple rookie quarterbacks, man. I got to give a shout out to those guys. Did you guys know that I actually went to the Lions and Bears game this past weekend? My wife surprised me with tickets. Did you guys know that?
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I saw you send us that crowd shot. That was pretty nice.
Yeah, I was wondering if that was you. That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah, that was me. That was your boy, Coach T. Yeah, that was me, man. So I got a chance to see Justin Fields up close and personal. And let me tell you, he had a bounce back week in this week against my Detroit Lions, the lowly Detroit Lions. He looked very sharp in that win. Now, he only completed 11 of 17 passes, but trust me, he looked much more confident and much more in control. To me, he was a player that, he got beat up 2 weeks ago against the Cleveland Browns, and he bounced back. And that just shows how tough of a player this young man is, and only 21 years of age. To me, the future is very bright for Fields and the Bears. And the way he can use his legs, use his arm, he was hitting open targets. He was making tight throws, tight passes, again, against the Detroit Lions. But Detroit Lions are, jokingly, they're still an NFL team. Okay, so he was able to get that done against those guys. And I told you guys from the start, I wish my Detroit Lions had drafted Justin Fields. So I'm always a little bit jealous of him, but I'm always rooting for this young man. He showed out. Another rookie quarterback, Zach Wilson, he went toe-to-toe with veteran quarterback Ryan Tannehill, and he came out on top in his first NFL win over the Titans. He went 21 of 34 for nearly 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. So shout out to you, Zach Wilson. And then Trey Lance, who relieved Jimmy G during last week's game against Russell Wilson and the Seattle Seahawks. He went 9 for 18, 50% there for 157 yards, but he actually, per attempt, he had 8.7 yards per attempt with his passes. So he's moving the ball down the field. I think he had a long of 76 yards. I think that was a touchdown. And he actually finished with 2 touchdowns on the day. Honestly, he may never relinquish the starting spot from this point on. So in terms of stock up, stock down players for this week, who would like to move on from here, or who would like to go from here?
Yeah, I can do it this time. So this week, for my stock up team, I got it. They've been my stock up for a while now. I got my Arizona Cardinals. All right, they're the last undefeated team in the NFL. 4-0. Kyler's looking great, dude. They had a very, very impressive win over the Rams. When you look at the stats, they were, basically almost completely even in most of everything. I think Cardinals might have had a little bit of run game, but and I think what was really impressive, really, is that they kept Stafford off the field. The Cardinals actually offense, they were on the field for 36 minutes compared to the Rams 24. All right. So a whole extra 12 minutes of offense, you're going to, of course, be moving the ball a little bit. I think that's the best way that you can stop some guy like Matt Stafford, is just keeping him off the field. All right. So I think they did a really good job with that. So again, being the final undefeated team in the NFL, they for sure got to be my stock up. The Cardinals are going to be good this year, man. I think they're going to win their division. I think they're going to go deep into the playoffs. Now, saying that, we kind of, honestly, the rest of what I have, you kind of touched over it, Terrence. My stock down team is going to be the Tennessee Titans. Seems like Zach Wilson, he played pretty well, but it seems the Titans are going down, man. Seems like they have not been playing well the last few weeks. Again, they lost to the Jets. They allowed 7 sacks to the Jets, man. 7 sacks. Like that, as an NFL offensive line, I mean, that is just unacceptable. So I think saying that, and they were also 5 of 19 on third downs. That's just really, really tough. Again, so saying that, I think the Titans are going to be for sure my stock down. Now, stock up player, I'm stealing this one from you, Terrence, again. I think it was maybe from last week or the week before. I got Zeke, man. He seems to be back. Back-to-back decent weeks. He was, he had 20 carries, 143 yards, and a touchdown. Again, as you guys know, probably, I think I said it one time, I'm a big Ohio State fan. So it makes me really happy to see Zeke out there eating again. So he's going to be my stock up. I think he might have fixed this a little bit. Those fumble problems he had last year, things like that. So I'm going Zeke as my stock up. And then finally, all right, on my stock down, I got Jimmy G, man. I remember saying this a couple episodes ago, one of the first episodes we had. Jimmy G he can't stay on the field, man. I mean, he is just getting injured year after year after year. If you look back, man, he has had one single season in his entire, now, the first 3 years, again, he was a backup. I understand that. But in his entire career, he has had one season where he's played at least 6 games. One. And I think that was back in 2019. Okay, so I think he's just not going to be the
Super Bowl
answer.
year, right?
Yeah, the Super Bowl year.
Yeah.
So he's good. It's not about. I mean, they've been saying this for weeks and months. It's not about his performance. It's about him being on the field to perform. So saying that, and especially since Trey Lance, who again I have as my preseason rookie of the year. I also agree that I think he's probably going to keep this job. I called it weeks ago that Jimmy G was going to get hurt. He was going to come in, take the job, never lose it. So far, it's on track. So we'll see how that goes. So that's my stock up, stock down, teams and players.
Okay. So let's start with teams first. My stock up team, I was really the Cardinals are a team that really look good to me, and I was going to choose them as my stock up because they've been explosive, they've been tearing people up, but I'm actually going to go a little bit different. I'm going to go with the Los Angeles Chargers. I think there was this really strong win they had over the Raiders. Justin Herbert looked really good. I mean, he had 3 touchdowns. He only threw for 222, but he did have 3 touchdowns. Eckler looked good, ran for over 100. And they kind of just solidified themselves, I feel like, in that divisional matchup. So that's my stock up team. My stock down team. Now, again, I think originally I probably would have went with the Tennessee Titans just losing to the Jets. That's just, I don't know, that kind of sucks. Like that, not even kind of, that actually sucks. I actually am going to say that the Raiders, I think, also kind of took a step back just because. So they're going to be my stock down team, not meaning that they're really bad, but I just think with them taking that loss to Justin Herbert, as good as it looks for him, it kind of doesn't look that great for the Raiders and Derek Carr to take that loss to, like a second year guy. So that's my stock down team is the Raiders. My stock up player is Kyler Murray. Man, he looked like an MVP for real right now. He's quietly smacking the league up right now, and they're on fire.
Baby
Yoda, man, come on. So I just think he's playing great. Obviously, like I just said, they had the really good win at LA. He was 24 for 32, so he's completing a pretty nice percentage, and then he threw 2 picks too. He threw 2 touchdowns too, no picks. So I don't know, he's just playing real lights out and making his playmakers go. My stock down player, this one's tough. I wanted to go somebody on the Titans, but because that just them losing to the Jets is just so terrible. But I'm actually going to say my stock down player is going to be Sam Darnold. And that's weird. No, I don't know. Maybe he's not. He did great, right? And he actually leads the league in rushing touchdowns, which is crazy.
Really?
But I feel like
I didn't know that.
He had a chance to take the Cowboys down, and that's what I wanted to see happen. So I'm kind of upset at him that he didn't keep moving forward. So I think that's more of an emotional stock down player, but Sam Darnold definitely lost stock with me today. He didn't take the Cowboys down. So that's my stock up and stock down for the week.
Yeah, I actually did not have a stock down player. I really couldn't find someone. I didn't want to just search and, try to reach for one. Do you guys have any stock down players or any other guys you consider for stock down?
I would say Urban Meyer is also my stock down.
My stock down is old girl, man. She had the weakest moves ever. Like, he shouldn't even be excited about that.
Urban Meyer is hanging on to that team by a string. All right.
Urban's my boy.
The Ohio State guy. Yeah.
It's really tough to do stock downs just because it's so easy to be able to say, I think this guy's to do good, but to really we're almost talking trash on someone, thinking they're going to be doing bad and their stock's going down. I don't like it too much, but I believe it's meant to happen. But
that's why I picked Sam Darnold, because I really wanted him to knock the Cowboys off. I don't know why he didn't do that. That upset me.
Yeah. That's more of a personal reason, and I totally understand that, man. you know, for me personally, if you want to get to the emotional side of it, to me, and being at that game, stock down for me, and I was never really high on him, bro, it's got to be Jared Goff. Our O-line was not protecting at all for the Detroit Lions, but Jared Goff, man, he is, to me, he's no threat to a defense. I'm sitting in the stands, and I'm like, I'm not scared of anything he could potentially do.
Doesn't look like a Super Bowl quarterback.
No, man. I like, when I tell my son in 20 years that Jared Goff went to the Super Bowl, he probably be like, wait, what? Like, this guy went to the Super Bowl and he almost beat Tom Brady? Like, yeah, like, that guy, he possesses no athletic ability. He's the most basic, generic. He's like a computer simulation for a quote unquote starting quarterback. Like, and again, our O-line wasn't blocking, but he looks even worse when he's not able to block because he can't make any plays out of the pocket. You know, he was throwing so many passes out of bounds, bro. Like, why are you throwing the ball over receivers' heads out of bounds? Like, give him a chance to make a play. You know, he's just a sitting duck in the pocket. And I told you guys, man, I wish my team would have drafted Justin Fields. We didn't. We gave a bunch of money, you know, 1 year, 2 year contract to Jared Goff. And, you know, lo and behold, it's what you get. Now my team is 0-4, and, you know, they got a chance to now be the first team to go 0-17 after being the first team to go 0-16. So, you know, good job, Jared Goff. And so he's definitely my stock down player. I'll tell you that.
Talk to him.
All right. Next, we have our power ranking segment. This is a special shout out to the Bro Brothers Bourbon. I actually had a nice glass of Bro Brother Bourbon on the rocks yesterday. Like I said, we moved into our new place. I hooked up the TV. I did the little TV mount. I had Monday Night Football going on with the Chargers and the Raiders. I had a little Bro Brothers Bourbon in my cup. And it was definitely a good night, man. So shout out to the Bro Brothers Bourbon. This will be our top 5 teams. As a reference, this is my top 5 teams of last week. I had number 5, the Las Vegas Raiders. I had number 4, the Denver Broncos. I had number 3, the Arizona Cardinals. I had number 2, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I had the LA Rams in my top spot last week. This week, however, a couple of things have changed around. Okay, we got a couple of new additions to my top 5. We have a couple of movements within the top 5. So I think you fans will really enjoy this. My number 5 team, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yes, they got an emotional win and an emotional game against the Patriots. But honestly, they showed a few flaws, especially on the defensive side of the ball. And I know they have the GOAT Brady. I'm going to start calling him Benjamin Buttons, because this guy never ages. Yeah, I feel like he ages backwards. But that's really all they have right now. Their defense, they returned all 11 starters, and they still couldn't slow down Mac Jones. So they need to fix some things on the defensive side right there. My number 4 team, I was very, very, very reluctant to add them to my top 5 for the longest, but I can't deny them anymore, man. Green Bay Packers are my number 4 team. They look unbeatable right now, especially if you play them at home. They have legit potential to make their 3rd NFC Championship game in so many seasons. Number 3 for me are the LA Rams. Their only loss came at the hands of the Arizona Cardinals. They still have a legit chance to be Super Bowl contenders. I love what the defense can do. Not last week against Arizona, but, you know, a team is due in the NFL to give up points. And the Rams showed that. But, again, they have everything you need and more to be Super Bowl contenders and possibly win the Super Bowl in LA. My number 2 team is another new addition to my top 5. I have the Dallas Cowboys. Hicks. How do you like that? Huh? How do you like that?
I don't like that at all.
They may be the most complete team in the NFL, and I want you to hear this. Their upcoming schedule, they have the Giants at home. They play at the Patriots. They play at the Vikings. They have the Broncos at home, and then they have the Falcons at home. They could easily win their next, 5 games. Easily. And you know, the national media, once they get a hold of the Dallas Cowboys, they ain't no letting them go. And if they end up winning the next 5 games, man, you may as well just crown them champions already, the way people want to be talking about them. And then my number 1 team, man, like I said, Baby Yoda, man, Kyler Murray, man, the little guy is showing out, man, showing he can do big things, man. Give me Arizona Cardinals at number 1. They're up 2 spots from last week. They are, like you said, Kyle, they're the only undefeated team left in the NFL, and they have the favorite in Kyler Murray to win the NFL MVP. I got some honorable mentions here. I always got to show love to my LA Bolts, my Chargers. They're clicking at the right time. I got to show love to the Buffalo Bills. They have an unstoppable offense. Josh Allen is an absolute tank. And I feel like he's going to be the first player to throw a 90-yard touchdown pass in the air from pass to reception. 90 yards in the air. I'm telling you, man, it's going to happen at some point in time. Their offense is great. I don't know about that defense, but their offense is great. And then I got to talk about Baltimore Ravens, man. My man, Lamar Jackson doing his thing. He's probably second or third in the MVP voting if we had to end it right now. And they absolutely exposed the Denver Broncos. There's a little pettiness after that game, especially late in that game. Vic Fangio wasn't really, happy with what Harbaugh did at the end of the game. But, when you're winning, to the victors goes the spoil. So those are my honorable mentions. Those are also my top 5 teams in my power rankings. Who would like to go next?
Alrighty, son, let's do it. All right, so I'm gonna start at number 5. So this one was tough. This one I almost had as a tie. All right, but I'm gonna mention the other one first. I'm actually gonna go number 5 with Buffalo Bills. All right. Now who I think they beat out at number 5? Those Dallas Cowboys. All right. So I'm with you. That's my top 5 is getting shaken up a little bit. Now, they both lost week 1. Because they both lost week 1, week 1's obviously always tough as a defense coach, so I believe. No film, all that. So I'll even throw that out the window, right? And you can argue that the Dallas, they had obviously a better loss over who was it? Why am I drawing a blank right now? Who did the Cowboys lose to for the Bucks? The Bucks, right? Yeah,
Tampa Bay.
Yeah, so they had a lot better loss compared to the Steelers' loss with the Bills. But because it's week 1, I'm throwing that out. The simple reason why I chose the Bills really is defense, man. Bills got 2 goose eggs. Now it was over the Texans and I can't remember who the other one was, but
Miami,
yeah. So not 2 of the best teams, but they still shut them out. It's still super hard to do that no matter what team it is in the NFL. So that's why I'm gonna go Bills at number 5. Number 4, I'm gonna go the GOAT Bucks. I was really close throwing them out of the top 5, but I just couldn't do it. I just really couldn't take myself into deleting their name, to be honest with you. So that one might be more emotional because, like you said, Terrence, I think they do have some stuff that they do need to fix. But ultimately, I think they'll be perfectly fine at number 4. Number 3, I got the Chargers. I just can't look past their offense, man. I mean, it is now their defense might need a little bit of work, but their offense is powerful. They got some weapons. Justin Herbert is a freaking beast, man. So I'm gonna go with them at number 3.
The powder blue jersey, man. I gotta say, any chance I can get, I will say it.
Hey, I'll tell you now. I think like the 31 other uniforms are better than my Colts, man. We've had the same uniform since the 30s. Okay, please switch something up, okay? But that's a whole nother side point, okay? Then at number 2, so number 3, I got Chargers. Number 2, I'm gonna go with the Rams, and then number 1, Cardinals. They obviously just played against each other. I had my Rams at number 1. I think I had Cardinals at number 3 or 4. They just beat the number 1 team in my eyes. Still the undefeated team, so they have to be number 1. Then Rams obviously get beat by them, so they just go down a spot. So now, 5 Bills, 4 Bucks, 3 Chargers, 2 Rams, 1 Cardinals. Honorable mention is them Cowboys, almost making 5. And like you said, I am, as much as I love them, I am putting Packers as my honorable mention too. Aaron Rodgers is also looking like a video game. And I think they're going to be okay. I think they'll be all right. It was just with the top 5, they didn't really make the cut for me yet. But I, again, will still choose them as they might be a Super Bowl contender, man. So that's what train I'm on.
Okay, so reluctantly, to start my top 5, which I'll go pretty quick on because you guys have most of the teams that I have. Reluctantly, I had the Cowboys. They have the most takeaways in the league. I think they're playing good, so they're number 5. Number 4, I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think the Bucks are still the Bucks, and I know they look kind of shaky against the Patriots, but that's still, regardless, he's a GOAT or whatever, Tom was kind of nervous playing against Bill again, and likewise. So there was that. Then number 3, I have Buffalo Bills, who I think are really a good team. Those 2, the reason I have them 3rd are those 2 goose eggs Kyle was talking about. That's hard to do in the NFL. They're a really strong team to me. And then number 2, the Rams. I think that's obvious. Their defense plus Matt Stafford, they're killing it. Cooper Kupp's killing it. And yeah, they're just a really good team. And then number one, I have the Cardinals. They look like the best to me right now. So that's my Power 5.
All right, fellas, good, man. The fans, I know they appreciate that. Gives perspective as to how we are ranking these teams and, who we feel are the hottest teams right now. I feel like this could easily change at any point in time, but, if things stay consistent, then, you end up having a lot of really good teams. And that the more good teams we have, the more competitive games we have, the more entertaining the season is. For me personally, I value offense. Right or wrong, I do. Buccaneers, Packers, Rams, Cowboys, Cardinals, they can all score the ball and they can score at will. And then my honorable mention teams are the Chargers, the Bills, and the Ravens. Again, teams that can score the ball. So, that's what I chalk up to top teams within the NFL. But again, power rankings I think are necessary, and they're definitely necessary on the show because we want to show what we value, who the top teams are at the current moment. But again, any of these things can change, man. Any given Sunday, as they say, as my guy Al Pacino said, any given Sunday, anything can happen.
Talk to him.
Next segment, we have our Pick the Winner segment. This is our Week 5 Pick the Winner. This is powered by the Hobart Basketball Skills Academy. This week, we will add a couple additions. We'll add our fantasy stud players and our fantasy dud players. Okay, we'll also obviously have our game of the week, upset of the week, blowout pick of the week, highest scoring game, and lowest scoring game. So are you gentlemen ready to go?
Let's do it.
Okay, our first matchup, Thursday night, 8:20 kickoff. We have the LA Rams versus the Seattle Seahawks. The LA Rams are 2-point favorites in Seattle. The over-under is 54.5. The total has gone over in LA's last 5 games overall. The total has also gone over in 5 of LA's last 6 games on the road. The total has gone over in 4 of Seattle's last 5 games when they play at home against the Rams. And the total has gone under, however, in 10 of Seattle's last 13 games.
So normally it's hard to get a win in Seattle. And not that it's going to be easy, but I just think that, Tennessee went in there and got a win for the 12th man this year, and they just dropped it to the Jets. And the Rams, they're coming off of a tough game, a tough loss to the Cardinals. I feel like they come in, bounce back, redeem themselves. I got the Rams taking this one.
All right, yeah. So on this one, I agree. I'm gonna go with the Rams too. Right now, the Hawks are 0-1 this season at home, and I don't think they get their second or their first home dub with the Rams, man. I mean, that's a tough matchup. Like you said, 12's been real quiet lately. And I think they're 2-2. I believe they're second to last in their division right now, still tied for it. But I don't know, man. I have yet been really high through this whole podcast. I haven't really been high on the Seahawks, man. I mean, I think Russ is really good, but they just seem to not ever get over that hump ever, So this one, I mean, I got to go the overpowered Rams.
Every time you try to leave, something keeps pulling me back. We back, telling me I need you in my. Hey, I'm going different than you guys. So I actually have the advantage because I'm gonna let you guys answer first, and then I'm coming in third. You guys are both going with the Rams. I'm going with Russell and the Seattle Seahawks in a divisional game at home and what some could consider a must win if they want to try to make the playoffs. Bro, give me the Seattle Seahawks. I'm not going against Russell in October. That is not happening. The stat was last week that he never lost 3 straight games, and he didn't let that happen last week. He had to win, again, somewhat of a must win last week. Came in, lost 2 straight, won that third game because he wasn't going to lose 3 in a row. I think that the Rams actually lose 2 in a row. They lost to the Cardinals last week. I think they lose to Seattle this week because Seattle knows they need this win to have a chance to win that division, at least get a wild card spot. So give me the Seattle Seahawks, give me Russell. I am not going against them or 12 in Seattle.
Talk to him.
All right, next game we have on Sunday, we have the New York Jets, the now 1-3 New York Jets facing the defeated 0-4 Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta somehow, some way on God's green earth, they are 3.5-point favorites. The over-under is set at 46 points. This is actually, I take that back. This is actually a 9:30 kickoff, and this is in London. This is a London game. So that's a little bit of a hit up there, a little something different. The total has gone under in 4 of the Jets' last 5 games on the road. The total has also gone under in 6 of the Jets' last 8 games overall. Atlanta is 5-2 straight up in the last 7 games when they played the Jets. However, Atlanta is 3-5-1 against the spread in the last 9 games when they played the Jets. Hicks, kick it off. Pick the winner.
This is my low scoring game of the week. Trash can game. Nobody cares about a game. Sorry.
Not even the London, not even the blow. Not even the blow. The bloody blow.
They're getting a terrible game across the pond. So we're gonna watch the kid Wilson. Hey, Mr. Wilson, and
Babyface assassin,
and washed up Ryan. And now I will say, I think that the Falcons should win this game. I always go with veterans. The Falcons seem to have been putting up more points than the Jets. Even though the Jets scored 27 last week, the 2 previous weeks before that, they scored a combined 6 points. So I think it'll be tough. Everybody's going over to London. Let's go Falcons.
Yeah, so this one is gonna be tough. I didn't say last. Rams and Seahawks. I also have that as my game of the week, divisional game. I think it will be a good game. Now this one again, it's also going to be my lowest scoring game of the week too. Jets are obviously dead last in points per game. Falcons are number 25 points per game. So I'm just going with the stats. Probably how it's going to go. If they're going to London, really though, I'm going to think of them as human beings. And let's say in New York and Atlanta, those are 2 really, really fast cities, fast moving. They're going to be able to handle some. You know what? F it. I'm going the Jets, man. I'm going to choose the Jets. I think they're going to win 2 in a row. I think they're I could almost say that not with a straight face. But I believe it. I'm going to go with the Jets. I think they're going 2 in a row. It's going to be their only 2 wins of the year, and it's going to make them not get a first pick.
The Jets would ruin it, right? Didn't they ruin the Trevor pick last year, the Lawrence pick? Yeah, idiots. Hey, Hicks, I'm rolling with you, man. There ain't no look. For some odd reason, I went with the Falcons last week. They broke my heart. I probably went with them earlier this season. They broke my heart. They're over. I keep saying it. If they want to try to have fun in Atlanta when they come back over the pond, they trying to get to the club, they're trying to get to Magic City, they trying to, get to places like that. They can't go 1-5. So give me the Atlanta Falcons. Give me the Hicks, to your point, give me the veteran quarterback over the babyface assassin. I'm going to take Matty Ice, who's been very icy lately. They have been scoring points. Give me Matty Ice and the Falcons over the Jets. I think they not only cover this number, I think they win by 7 to 10 points. And I could definitely see this being a low-scoring game. 9:30 kickoff. I'm definitely going to be watching because I'm that type of fan, but I don't think many others are going to be watching. But, man, give me Matty Ice and the Falcons, man. There's no way they can go 0-5 against the Jets. Jets got their win for the next month or 2. So I think they'll be sitting pretty there.
Talk to him.
All right, next we have the Philadelphia Eagles visiting the Carolina Panthers. Carolina, they are 4-point favorites at home. The over-under is set at 45 points. This is a Sunday kickoff at 1. The total has gone over in 4 of the Eagles' last 5 games on the road against Carolina. The total has also gone over in 5 of Philadelphia's last 7 games when playing Carolina overall. The total has gone under, however, in 6 of Carolina's last 7 games, and it has also gone under in 4 of Carolina's last 5 games at home. Hicks, pick the winner.
Oh, man. This is tough. These teams are really similar with the quarterback status, second-year kind of guys, and then they're kind of like dicey. Carolina's shown more, I guess, potential because they have more wins. But they've played the Jets in Houston, whereas Philly's played a nice schedule outside of Atlanta. Like they played the Niners, Dallas, and Kansas City. So I don't know. This one's tough. Philly's been giving up a lot of points these last few games. I don't think Carolina gives up as many points. But I gotta go with my guys, and hopefully the defense can nut up and Hurts and do some magic and Eagles get the win. Let's go Philly.
All right, so this one, I think I am going. I think I'm gonna go with Carolina. To be honest with you, I do like how Sam Darnold is playing a little bit more than Jalen Hurts. Again, I've been on the Jalen Hurts train for a while now. I think he's going to be a really, really good player. But I don't know, man. Sam Darnold seemed to have found like a new swagger in Carolina, and they were arguably a top 5 team just 2 weeks ago. Now I don't think they've really done anything to wow anyone. I don't think Carolina has really done anything like to show that they can be like, take that next step. But I don't think Philly has either yet. I agree with you, Hicks. I think this is going to be a very, very even out battle. But I think I'm going to go with the home team. I think I'm going to go with the team that I think has a little bit better defense, whose quarterback's playing, I think, just a tad bit better. I'm choosing the Panthers.
All right, so Hicks, you went with your Eagles, correct?
Right.
Okay, and obviously Kyle, you went with Carolina. To me, if Philadelphia wins this game, that proves to me that the NFL is rigged. There ain't no way that the Eagles should win this matchup. The Eagles are a putrid team. I'm sorry, Hicks, but the only win they got this year was against the lowly Atlanta Falcons. I don't think they win a game for the next month or so. They're just not that talented. They have a quarterback that started 4 games last year, and now, he started the last few games here. Like, they got a young quarterback relatively. Carolina, they have everything in front of them. I think their defense gets after Eagles. I don't think the Eagles offense is that impressive, and I think Carolina's defense is that impressive, and Carolina's at home. So if Philadelphia, they somehow win this game, that proves to me that the NFL is rigged. I hate to say it, but I'm going to be that guy. So give me the Carolina Panthers. Give me them big. I think they win by 2 scores in this matchup, and I don't think it's close from the start.
Talk to him.
All right, next matchup, we have the Green Bay Packers, who are 3.5-point favorites on the road against the Bengals. The over-under is set at 49.5 points. Green Bay is 10-2 straight up in the last 12 games. Green Bay is also 6-2 against the spread in their last 8 games overall. Cincinnati is 5-2 straight up in the last 7 games overall, and the total has gone under in 4 of Cincinnati's last 5 games. Hicks, pick the winner.
Oh, man, I think this is a kind of an upset alert type game for me, at least. Just because I think that Green Bay's the favorite, correct?
Correct, 3.5-point favorite.
So I just see this as one of those. The Bengals are only giving up like 18 points a game right now, and the Packers are giving up like 25 points a game right now. So it's kind of sneaky. Joe Burrow and Aaron Rodgers even have really similar numbers. I think Aaron Rodgers has 8 touchdowns on the year. Joe Burrow has 9. Joe Burrow has like 100 more yards than him, almost exactly, on 2 less throws, matter of fact. So it's a sneak attack. Man, I'm gonna go Bengals with the sneaky upset. It's my upset alert of the week.
That I didn't really think about this game as a way, but I kind of agree with you. I don't know if I can really go against Green Bay as much as I've been pushing them. But it would not surprise. I'm gonna go Green Bay, but it would not surprise me if Cincinnati pulls this out, especially being home dogs. I mean, you a lot of times you want to go with the home dog, make you some money. And typically, like I said, the NFL, anyone can win, and that home crowd's always a big help. So I'm gonna go Green Bay. It would not shock me though if the Bengals pull one out.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go opposite of you. I'm going to go with Hicks. I'm going with the Cincinnati Bengals. But a lot of points you said, Kyle, are the reason why I'm taking the Bengals. They are home dogs. These teams typically do not play each other. So I think it's a lot of a new matchup for a lot of these players. And Cincinnati at home, they're top of the AFC North. They got everything to play for, man. Joe Burrow, he could have easily, I think it would have been a cheat for me to do this, but he could have easily been my stock up player for the way he bought last week against Jacksonville. I think this also has potential to be the highest scoring game of the week. I'm not picking it as the highest scoring game of the week, but 49.5-point favorites, I'd be a fool to take the under on that one. I think Green Bay scores at will. I think Cincinnati scores at will. But in terms of winning this matchup, I got to go with the home team. So give me the Cincinnati Bengals.
Talk to him.
Next matchup, we have the New England Patriots visiting the Houston Texans. The Patriots are 9-point favorites on the road, and the over-under is set at 40 points. The total has gone under in the last 5 New England games on the road. Total has also gone under in 10 of New England's last 12 games overall. The total has gone over in 9 of Houston's last 13 games when they play New England. And the total has also gone over in 4 of Houston's last 6 games overall. Hicks, pick the winner.
I believe Tyrod Taylor is coming back to this game, which I think makes a big difference in how the Texans have been playing. So, unfortunately, though, although they're not scoring a lot, like they got obviously goose egg last week, they scored 9 points the week before that. The bigger problem is that they're giving up a lot of points. So they're giving up like 29 points a game. And I just think that's too much. Even if Tyrod comes in, the Patriots are probably going to start to go on a little swing. It's always going to be tough to beat Bill. And I actually got the Patriots taking this one in Houston.
Yeah, just an update there. I'm looking at the information on Tyrod Taylor's injury, and the injury report shows that he could potentially come back in the next few weeks against the Colts, but he is on track to return very soon. So
okay, so if Tyrod Taylor is not playing,
he's out. You got good old Davis Mills. Yeah,
I'm even more so gonna go with the New England Patriots.
There you go. Smart man.
Yeah, man. Hearing that, as you said, Tyrod might come back. That made me kind of like, get a little eyebrow raise. What's going to happen there? I think Tyrod as a player, he ain't playing. I'm going Patriots all day, man. That's probably a 2-score game.
Yeah. Patriots showed that. They can hang. They hung with the team that we have in all of our top 5 power rankings, the Buccaneers last week. Again, granted, a home game and a very emotional, once-in-a-lifetime type of game, but I don't see Houston. Let me take that back. Now that I say that, man, every time I say that, it gets tricky. I think Houston keeps it under this number because, to me, a rookie quarterback should not be a nearly 10-point, 2-score favorite on the road. But again, he's going against a rookie quarterback. But -9 to me, that seems like Vegas is trying to get at our emotions a little bit and say, hey, well, New England hung with the Bucs and they could have potentially won that game late, and now they're on the road against Houston that just got 40 piece. Well, why ain't the Patriots? Why aren't they 14-point favorites? Why aren't they 19, 21-point favorites? If that's the case. So them being just -9 tells me that Houston keeps it within this number. That's a hopeful pick. That's kind of just reading the line to me. But the over/under is only 40. So that means that it won't be a ton of points scored in this game. So that means each point is even more valuable. So that's just how my brain works, man. Maybe I'm weird like that. But if I had to pick the favorite, I am going to pick the Patriots. I'm sorry. If I had to pick the winner, I am going to pick the Patriots. But somehow, some way, and especially the home team being a 9-point dog, to me, you please, guys, do not take the Patriots -9. There are better options out there. A rookie quarterback winning by double digits, man, please. Good luck with that. But I definitely have Patriots winning this matchup.
Talk to him.
All right, next game we have the Tennessee Titans, who are 4-point favorites against the Jacksonville Jaguars. And Urban Meyer, Mr. Torque, we got 48.5 as the over/under. Tennessee is 7-1 straight up in the last 8 games when they played the Jacksonville Jaguars. Total has gone over in 8 of Tennessee's last 9 games on the road. The total has, however, gone under in 9 of Jacksonville's last 11 games at home against Tennessee. The total has also gone under in 4 of Jacksonville's last 5 games overall. Pick the winner.
So I'm gonna make this one quick. Obviously divisional game, AFC South, and the Tennessee Titans just lost to a team that stinks in the Jets. I don't think they're gonna do that again. So, and they know this team. They know what they're gonna do. And they're probably the Titans are who we think they are. And this is gonna be my blowout game of the week. Titans big over the Jets.
They are who we think they are. That reminds me of that. Sorry, guys. God, what do you have?
Yes, sir. So I agree that it's funny where you see in this league, unless it's, you got a handful that kind of breaks this, but typically when you have a down night, the next week you typically bounce back, and vice versa. When you have a really, really great night, you typically don't have the best, the week later. So I think Tennessee will get cleaned up a little. I think, I'm gonna go Tennessee on this as well. Now, again, wouldn't surprise me, same kind of thing with that New England-Houston, if Jacksonville maybe covers on this. This, wouldn't surprise me. This kind of goes towards, a field goal type of game. But I still think Tennessee is going to pull out the dub in this one. And with that bad performance they had last week, hopefully they bounce back.
Jacksonville, this is another game. If Tennessee, first of all, is Julio playing? I don't know. Is A.J. Brown playing? That's something we failed to mention last week. I don't think either. I know Julio didn't play, but I don't think A.J. Brown played as well last week against the Jets. Again, if Jacksonville somehow wins this, then that just shows me that the NFL is a little, it's funny money, man. So give me Tennessee. And to me, and I'm starting to learn, the more I do these shows with college football and NFL, the more I learn that if a team looks terrible one week, they're going to look good the next week. And vice versa. If the team looks absolutely stellar one week, they're going to somehow not look as great the next week. So Tennessee looked absolutely terrible. They obviously lost to the Jets. All of the world is saying what about Tennessee? They lost to the Jets. They must not be that good. How did they lose to the Jets? How did that happen? What is going on in Tennessee? Now they get a chance to prove, hey, we are still a team that Coach T feels like is going to make the Super Bowl. So give me the Tennessee Titans -4. Please take that. That is the number that I think they win by at least a touchdown. Jacksonville is going to be one of those teams where soon enough, they're going to have to pick, do we want to win? Do we want to try to play for the top spot in the NFL draft? So give me Tennessee in this matchup. I don't think there's any way that Jacksonville even keeps it close.
Talk to him.
All right, next game we have the Detroit Lions, the winless Detroit Lions against the 1-3 Minnesota Vikings. The Vikings are 7.5. That hook is on there. 7.5 point favorites at home. 49 points is the over/under. The total has gone under in 7 of Detroit's last 8 games on the road against Minnesota. The total, however, has gone over in 4 of Detroit's last 6 games overall on the road. Seattle's 5-0 straight up in their last 5 games against Detroit. Hicks, pick the winner.
Both of these teams have actually played kind of similar, I would say. They played pretty decent against tough opponents. Minnesota, obviously, close game against Cleveland, which I think a lot of people probably had Cleveland running the table on that. They beat Seattle before that. They lost to Arizona, who we feel is like the most explosive team by 1 point. And they had overtime with the Bengals, who also worked. And the Lions, I don't have to tell you, Terrence, they just been having heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak.
Yeah, for the last 50 years.
Yeah, that's true. But these last 4 games, man, they've been, I feel like, besides maybe the Green Bay game, they were kind of all within their grasp. So I think this is actually going to be a close game, man. It's an old black and blue rivalry game. And, man, I could see this being my upset, only because of nothing else than the fact that I think Detroit's really thirsty for a win. I think Minnesota could give them that. But reluctantly, I'm going to go with Minnesota to get this one. And I think it'll be a good game. What if I said this was maybe going to be my game of the week, kind of? I think it would be a good game. That sounds crazy.
Yeah, I think it'll be a good game. I agree with that.
And maybe not game of the week in the sense of the most people watching or whatever, but I think it's going to be a hard-fought game. This is a game that I'll have my eye on. This is Hicks' game of the week. So there we go.
I like it. Yeah, so this one, man, you really stole words out of my mouth, man. Like, I think this is going to be a close game. I think Detroit does win 1 or 2 this year, minimum. I don't know.
Multiple.
Yeah, multiple. They're going to win multiple games. I was really feeling them last week in Chicago. I'm not feeling them as much this week, but because I was wrong last week, I might go Detroit. All right. I think because I was feeling I'm almost going against my gut feeling here because I was really, really feeling Kirk Cousins last weekend, or I think it was last week, and didn't work out too well for me. Same with Detroit. So I'm gonna go flip-flop. I am going to pick Detroit in this game, and I just decided that as I read it. As much as I think, obviously, it might be a little reach, but I'm gonna go Detroit. I just believe that these Lions are going to get it sometime, and it won't just be week 14 and on.
I ain't rolling, bro. I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not rolling.
I'm trying to help you, brother. I'm trying to be there with you.
Look, I'm done with the help, man. I need help just being a Lions fan. I need seriously. I need to be checked out for being a Detroit Lions fan since birth. I don't know why I'm still a Lions fan. My son, I'm gonna say it right now. He's not gonna grow up a Lions fan because he can't be subjected to the heartbreak week to week that I'm subjected to. I am not taking the Detroit Lions. I'm taking the Minnesota Vikings because you said it here. These are the type of games that don't mean much, and that Kirk Cousins ends up playing really well, looking like a Pro Bowl quarterback, looking like a quarterback that was guaranteed $84 million for games like this. I don't think there's any chance Detroit wins the game. Now, all that being said, I could see Detroit somehow slipping themselves in there and having a chance for winning in the fourth quarter. But I'm not trusting Jared Goff. I'm just not. I'm not, bro. I'm not trusting Jared Goff. I'm not trusting that O-line. I'm not trusting that defense that couldn't stop a rookie quarterback. I'm not trusting the receivers that are, without a shadow of a doubt, the worst group of receivers in the NFL. I want you guys, please, name a receiver for the Detroit Lions, please. Exactly. You don't have one receiver that you know. You know T.J. Hockenson is a tight end. That's about it. And the best thing he got going for him. Yeah, he's been balling in fantasy. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
He's been balling, but that's all they have, man. Name a DB they have. Name one defensive player for the Detroit Lions.
Hey,
I'll wait on it.
No, hold on. You guys drafted the corner like 2 years ago from Ohio State. That corner.
Yeah, Jeff Okudah, who was out 3
He's all
weeks
I know.
ago with another season-ending injury with a torn Achilles. So give me the Minnesota Vikings at home. We failed to realize 2 weeks ago, Minnesota, they beat the Seattle Seahawks at home. So they play some stiff competition. So I think Minnesota is 7.5-point favorites. I don't even think that's high enough. I see Minnesota winning by 21 points at least in this matchup. This is my blowout game of the week. I'm not trusting Detroit as far as I can throw them. Give me the Minnesota Vikings in this matchup. I'm upset.
Hey, the only reason why I'm not changing right now is in good sportsmanship. All right. That is the only reason, because I'm convinced I'm gonna just might as well start this week 0-1. All right. But I'm gonna keep with it. All right. I'm gonna keep with it. I'm gonna give the Lions one more week with my heart.
One more, huh?
Because I haven't been a lifer for them. I've been a couple weeks. I'll give them one more week.
You've been a weaker for them. Well, I'm gonna say this, fans out there. Kyle is in the lead, I think, by 2 games in our overall standings. I'm actually going to post those this week because I feel like we do a pretty good job of picking these games, at least give you guys an idea of some good nuggets for the game, and then you can choose what you want moving forward. But Kyle is in the lead over Hicks and I, our weekly picks. So I had to do something different, man. I gotta get a way to go up. So I'm glad you're going with my Detroit Lions. That I think, again, they have a chance. They were one of the first teams to go 0-16. I think they have a wonderful chance to be the first team to go 0-17. They are that bad. Give me Minnesota by 21 points. This is my blowout pick of the week, easily.
Talk to him.
Next game, we have the Denver Broncos visiting the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Steelers are 1-point favorites at home, and the over-under is set at 40.5 points. The total has gone under in 5 of Denver's last 6 games overall. The total has also gone under in 4 of Pittsburgh's last 5 games overall. However, the total has gone over in 5 of the last 5 games when Pittsburgh is playing at home against the Broncos. Pick the winner.
Okay. This game, I honestly kind of don't see what's going on. I don't know. I don't know what to see for the Steelers. Like, I don't know what their outlook's going to be. I got Denver taking this. I feel like Denver has actually been playing some pretty decent defense. They're only allowing like 12 points a game. Now they played some funny teams, like they played the Jags, the Giants, and the Jets. Okay, so just know that. But they also got a taste of Lamar the other day, and Ben's no Lamar. I just think that I think that Denver can come in and play a solid game and take this one at Hines. I'm going Broncos.
All right, so I will say, Hicks, I'm gonna help you out here a little bit. Are you aware that there is no two gloves?
Yeah, they got Drew Lock, and that's why I didn't want to say anything about their offense doing good, because that's just, I don't know about that. I mean, perhaps Melvin Gordon is going to get in on some rushing. Drew Lock's played there long enough.
Yeah, he was the starter last
year.
Going
down. Like, yeah, he knows what's going down. And I just feel like the Steelers are struggling. I think that Claypool may not play. I know Ben is questionable. Yeah, I feel like Denver's got the upper hand.
Yeah, because I feel you, man. I'm with you. I'm gonna also go Denver, even without him. For really the same reason. I think Drew Lock, it's not like it's his first game ever starting. He had a whole year. I do think, the Steelers are really hurting right now with injury wise. Claypool, I think like Juju with something going on. I think he's still playing, but there's a lot of things going on there. And Big Ben, man, this man should have retired. Okay, I'm just gonna straight up say this man. He has been in the league for 1 or 2 years too long. All right, he's not Tom Brady. He's not A-Rod. He's still a Hall of Fame quarterback. I mean, don't get me wrong. He used to be phenomenal, but I think those days are just past him. I'm gonna go Denver on this, man.
Yo, do I have to pick a winner in this game?
You do, unfortunately.
I do. Oh, Lord have mercy. If I had to pick for the toilet bowl game of the week, this would definitely be it. I'm not interested in seeing any of these teams play this week, especially without Teddy Two Gloves. If he was playing, that'd be a different story. To me, this is my pick for the lowest scoring game of the week. 40.5 points is probably half of what they actually score. I see this game being a 14-7, 10-7 type of game, like real ugly, real messy. I don't know what the weather's going to be in Pittsburgh, but starting to get really cold outside. Yeah, I see this game not even reaching 20 points. So definitely take the under there. And the under has gone the game has gone under in 5 of Denver's last 6 games overall and 4 of Pittsburgh's last 5 games overall. So it's definitely going under. In terms of winning this matchup, if Big Ben is playing, I would actually take the Steelers, because I feel like pride has to show up at some point in time. They got to win. But without Big Ben, and you have Drew Lock say, yes, he is the backup for Denver, but he was started last year, I would take Drew Lock over any quarterback other than Ben Roethlisberger for Pittsburgh. So give me the Broncos reluctantly, because again, I wish both these teams could lose this matchup. This is how nasty of a game this is. Disgusting that I even have to pick a winner in this matchup. My best bet for this game, take the under. But as far as winning the game, I guess people, I would go with Denver.
Talk to him.
All right, next game we have Miami. They are visiting the Tampa Bay Bucks. The Bucks are 10-point favorites at home, and 48 points is the over/under. Miami is 11-5 against the spread in their last 16 games overall. Tampa Bay is 5-0 straight up in their last 5 games at home. They're also 5-0 against the spread in their last 5 games when playing Miami. And the total has gone over in 6 of Miami's last 7 games against the Buccaneers. Hicks, pick the winner.
This is easy. Bucks. Dolphins are trash.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with the Bucks too. I don't think Tom Brady. I don't think the Bucks are going to lose at home for the next 2 years, and that's not exaggeration. Like they are insane at home, and it's a GOAT, man. So I'm got Bucks easily.
Yeah, easy. I'm with you guys there. I could be the guy that goes different, just try to maybe gain a couple points if Miami pulls off the miraculous upset, but that ain't happened. Not with Jacoby Brissett, and not the way they looked the last couple of weeks. Miami lost to the Indianapolis Colts last week. The Colts. Kyle's Colts.
Yes.
That are just bad.
Hey.
Go ahead.
Oh, no. I'll just say, well, watch it. All right. I'll say
slow down,
we're bad.
Slow down.
Right? Yeah, just slow down a little bit. All right.
Yeah, let's keep it simple, people. In all seriousness, there's no way the Buccaneers are losing this. And like you said, they're such a tough home team, and they are 5-0 straight up in the last 5 games at home, and they're 5-0 against the spread in the last 5 games when they play the Dolphins. Easily, give me Tom Brady, Mr. Benjamin Buttons, give me the Tampa Bay Bucks at home, and I think they cover this number easily.
Talk to him.
Next, we have the New Orleans Saints, who are 1.5-point favorites against the Washington football team. Total is 44.5. The total has gone over in 5 of New Orleans' last 5 games when playing on the road against Washington. The total has also gone over in 5 of New Orleans' last 5 games at home. Pick the winner.
No, I don't know. I can't pick for Jameis Winston anymore. He doesn't show up. And me saying that, he's probably going to come out and throw for 6 touchdowns or something stupid. But they got beat by the Giants last week. I mean, Washington took it toe-to-toe with Atlanta, so that's not saying much more. But they did get the dub. And I don't know. The Saints, I'm done with them. So I'm going WFT.
I like it. Yeah. So with this one, I think I'm also going with Washington. Again, Taylor Heineke. He makes like the dungeons, but also then turns around and does something miraculous. I honestly really like him. I like him with their defense. I don't think he's going to be like the future. But I think he can for sure win games. I think he brings Washington to at least 500 this year. And I think this is going to be one of those games. Like you just said, Jameis is too much. There's a difference between like being a little inconsistent with a, great game compared to a good game. But this man is phenomenal compared to just god awful. I mean, there's just such a big drop off week in and week out with him. I also don't feel good at all betting with him or, really ever right now. So I'm going to go with a team which I think is we know who they are a little bit better in Washington. That's going to be my pick for this game.
Yeah, Mr. Roller Coaster. Who do you have? Jameis Winston against the name I will not mention because we mentioned him way too much last week for the Washington football team. New Orleans, this would be the game that they ended up, blowing Washington out. Like, that's the type of team they are. I mentioned it before. They're my stock down team. You don't know what you're going to get from them. They were putrid last week, and I feel like for some odd reason, maybe it's the voodoo in New Orleans, but they ended up, blowing Washington out by 14 to 21 points. Give me New Orleans. The over in this matchup is probably what I would lean. I don't think Washington's defense is that great, and that's a part of the reason why I am picking the Saints, because I feel like in a somewhat of a shootout, give me the veteran quarterback over the quarterback that I will not mention. So I feel like if New Orleans is at home, Vegas is saying that they will be 4.5-point favorites. They're on the road. They're only 1.5-point favorites. I think that's an absolute steal. And I think you'd be a fool to take the Washington football team. That's just my opinion. So give me the Saints on the road.
Talk to him.
Next matchup, we have the Cleveland Browns visiting the LA Chargers. This is a pick'em. This is my first pick'em of the year, guys. Aren't you excited about that? The over-under is set at 49.5 points. This is our first 3 o'clock kickoff. 3 o'clock kickoff Central Time. Cleveland is 6-1 against the spread in the last 7 games when they play the Chargers. Cleveland is also 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 games on the road. The Chargers are 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 games overall, and the Chargers are 6-1 straight up in their last 7 games overall. Wow. Pick the winner.
Man, did y'all see Myles Garrett's arms? They look like they were
God.
registered weapons.
Yeah, and then the NFL gave him a drug test immediately after that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if I almost picked the Browns just off the strength of Myles Garrett's arms.
Just off of GP, huh?
just off of AP arm power. But honestly, the Chargers just look good, man. They look good. They're gonna be at home. A lot of people don't believe in this, in the whole travel and on your body or whatever. But I kind of am a little bit of a believer in that more so than I believe that travel affects you. I believe that. Or like, I don't believe that necessarily travel has super negative effect on you. I just believe that your regular routine has a positive effect on you. So when you're doing the thing that you regularly do, I feel like it's a little bit better. So Cleveland going all the way out to LA, and I don't know, right? This is I think this is probably my high scoring game of the week, maybe. I feel like they're gonna both light it up, and Herbert's gonna try to just keep everybody's mind fresh with how good he's doing. He almost has 1,200 yards. Bakes, not even he's about 70 from 1,000. So it should be a nice little shootout. But I'm gonna go Chargers.
Yeah, so I think this is gonna be also a really, really close, high scoring game. I don't have it as my highest scoring game of the week, but I think there are gonna be some games this year that Cleveland's not supposed to win and that they do. I'm actually gonna pick Cleveland in this. As much as I love the Chargers, they're still my number 3, top 5. I don't even think that the Cleveland would be a better team, so to say, by the end of the year. But I do think this is just one of those things that someone's eventually going to get Herbert a little bit off the balance. I think Cleveland has a defense to do that. And again, just with I really like how Baker's swagger is about he doesn't care if he's down 20, 28, 35 points. He's still going to keep playing hard. And I think that's what Cleveland need. I think that's why he became the guy there. So I think because I do believe that Cleveland will win 1, maybe 2 or 3 games that they're not supposed to this year, I think this might be one of them. And I'm going to go Cleveland.
So let me get this straight. Kyle, do you feel like the Cleveland Browns are either they're not a good team or they're not supposed to be a good team? And what are your take on Cleveland Browns preseason?
So preseason, no, I thought they were stacked. I think so many people are just convinced of the Browns being bad. I think their history is what kills them the most because it's just their reputation, man. I mean, since they drafted Baker, he's played pretty great. And I don't know off the top of my head what his record is, but it's a winning record. You know what I'm saying? And that hasn't happened in Browns history for, they got the famous 30-name jersey. I think they were I think they had a lot of hype, but it still wasn't overhyped. You know what I'm saying? I personally believe they're right where I thought they would be. And the fact that they're a potential dangerous team. They just haven't really clicked into that point yet. But I think this could be a game where kind of everything does really click together.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. This is a pick'em, and this makes the most sense to be a pick'em, our first pick'em of the year. If I had to lean anywhere with this matchup, I would certainly take the over. I've always kind of repped and shouted out Cleveland's defense, but I just feel like the LA Chargers and Justin Herbert, who took my own horn, but I said he's going to be a top 5 quarterback in 2021. He's showing that. I don't think Cleveland can really necessarily slow down the Chargers, but this is a tough battle, man. It really is, man. This is definitely a game I want to be glued to. This is honorable mention for my game of the week. You guys know how much I love the Chargers and those powder blue jerseys, man, especially at home. Ooh, so sweet. But I also like the Browns, man, and they're my stock-up team. It's a tough battle. Cleveland can run the ball. They can play defense at the right time. Chargers are not known for their defense. They got after the Raiders a little bit on Monday, and they definitely can score the ball. So, and all the trends are favoring both of these teams, against the spread and straight up. So I get to pick them. If it is a pick 'em and all the stats are pretty much even, I got to go with the home team, y'all. I just got to, man. And I do love Baker. Hey, speaking of the Browns, did you guys see Baker Mayfield's little high step, little run he had the past week? I don't know if you guys saw that.
He thought he was Lamar.
Yeah, he thought he was, yeah. Okay, man, you better watch out, man. You don't know what you're doing, boy. Watch out. Yeah, I'm rolling with the home team. I'm rolling with the Chargers. This will be a close battle. I'm really excited, fans, for this game. Please take it in if you can. I think it's going to be a lot of fireworks, a lot of points scored. But I think at the end of the day, the LA Chargers at home in SoFi Stadium, they get this win. And like you said, Hicks, Cleveland has to travel a long way. And the Chargers are at home, sleeping in their comfy, nice LA beds. Give me the Chargers.
Talk to him.
Next game, we have the Chicago Bears visiting the Las Vegas Raiders. The Raiders are 4.5-point favorites at home, and the over-under is set at 45.5 points. Chicago is 4-2 against the spread in the last 6 games when playing Vegas. The total has gone under in 4 of Chicago's last 5 games overall. The total, however, has gone over in 5 of Las Vegas' last 5 games at home. The total has also gone over in 7 of Vegas' last 8 games overall. Pick the winner.
Well, the Raiders took that tough loss to the Chargers, and like we were just saying with some other previous teams, I think you don't play good and then you show up to redeem yourself. So I got the Raiders doing that. And Justin Fields, man, I feel like he's gonna struggle. Their running back almost has as many rushing yards as he has passing yards, so that's not a good thing. And yeah, I got the Raiders coming back for some redemption.
Yeah, Sam, I'm going Vegas on this one too. I do believe Justin Fields is going to get there, but as you were saying, how you were at the game, man, he did look a little more comfortable in the pocket and kind of, feeling ways out, but it's going to be game 2 as a starter for him. I don't think he'll be there yet. Vegas defense it's not bad. I mean, it's not great, but it's for sure not bad at all. I know Vegas always Gruden, he always loves like a lot of exotic looks on defense, a lot of different things, switching coverages almost every single play. So I agree. I think their defense is going to give Fields a little bit of problems, and I'm going to go Vegas on this one.
Dude. I so want to take the Bears in this game. This is one of those games where you look back after Sunday, you're like, dude, why did I just randomly take the Raiders? I really want to take the Bears, y'all. I really do. But I can't. Like you said, Vegas is back at home. This is a rookie quarterback. One of his first road games. He's got to go all the way to Las Vegas after his first, win as a starter. Like you said, Gruden is going to throw some things out there. Gruden can definitely do something with defense. He's also a very offensive-minded coach with a veteran quarterback that has been balling, who up until last week was leading the NFL in passing yards. If Mac is not playing or Hicks is not playing, I don't think they get after the quarterback like they did last week against the Lions. I think the Raiders have a much better offense. Well, I know they have a much better offense than the Lions. Plus, they have a much better offensive line than the Lions. So they're going to be able to protect a little better. And again, going all the way to Vegas, man, Vegas is too weird of a spot for a lot of these teams to go, and especially a Midwest team to go from their comfy home to go all the way out to Las Vegas. So reluctantly, and I feel like this is going to bite me in the butt, man, when I hear this back. But reluctantly, I'm going to take the Raiders in a bounce-back win against the Chicago Bears.
Talk to him.
Next game, we have the San Francisco 49ers visiting the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals are 5.5-point favorites at home, and the over-under is set at 50 points. San Fran is 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games on the road. The Cardinals are 4-1 straight up in their last 5 games overall. The total has gone under in 4 of the 49ers' last 5 games on the road against the Cardinals. However, the total has gone over in 6 of Arizona's last 7 games at home. Pick the winner.
So I love Arizona. I think they're rolling. I think they're a great team. This will be a little bit different because it is a divisional game. So, I mean, they just got off playing the Rams too, who's probably a better divisional game, but it's just those divisional games can be tough. Man, I really want to pick the Niners on this. The other thing is just, I think that, they're 4-0. Sometimes you get that stack and it's easy to, the higher that stack gets, it's a little bit easier to knock it off.
Come on, man.
I'm going to go Niners. They got 2 tough losses. They just lost to the Seahawks and they lost to the Packers before that. Those are 2 really good teams. I don't think they lose 3 in a row. I think
do they have the rookie quarterback playing, Trey Lance? That's the question.
Even if they do, because the nature of how they play, and I feel like they still got Deebo Samuel, who is just a target. He's a thicker type of receiver. He's somebody who the quarterback can lean on, so that's good. I'm going 49ers, man. What can I say? Let's do it.
All right. So I think it's not my blowout pick of the week. All right. But I think it's going one or two ways. This is going to be or let me rephrase that. This is going to be a blowout no matter what. It's like, I think either San Fran's going to come out, Trey Lance, as again, my preseason rookie of the year. He's going to come out. He's going to ball. He's going to learn from what he, what he did wrong, obviously getting just thrown in there last week. This is going to be his very first week ever preparing as the starter. So that's either going to be one or two things. He's going to ball out because obviously they haven't really not much film on him. They don't have a lot of his tendencies. They just really don't know the player he is. Or B, which I think is going to happen more likely. I think Arizona covers this and more. They're still the 4-0 team. I'm still a big believer in them. San Fran has not been looking the greatest the last few weeks. And it really, wouldn't surprise me if this is also, again, Trey Lance's first week of preparing as a starter, and that could go the other way. He just kind of blows it. So I don't think this is a close game. I think it's a blowout no matter what. I think it could go either way. But my pick, I'm going Arizona.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kyle, on that. I am going with Arizona as well. Each year, there's a team that gets off to an extremely hot start. Last year was the Steelers. They fizzled out, but years past, there's always a team that starts 7-0, 8-0, 9-0. The Cardinals are the last undefeated team. I think they continue that this week. They'll go 5-0. I love the Cardinals at home against a rookie quarterback in his potential first start. Give me the team that is number one in all of our power rankings against a rookie quarterback at home. Are you kidding me, man? Like, come on now. And the Cardinals are 4-1 straight up in the last 5 games overall. I know San Fran, they have pretty good stats in terms of straight up and against the spread, but that was with Jimmy G or other quarterbacks. That's not with Trey Lance. I do trust Trey Lance, and I believe in him. Well, I shouldn't say I trust in him. I believe in him and the potential that is Trey Lance, but Baby Yoda, Kyler Murray, all those weapons they have in Arizona, their defense can sack you and get after you. I do feel like there will be a lot of points scored in this game, but I would think a great majority of those points will come from the Cardinals. Give me the Cardinals, each of our top team in our power rankings at home against the San Francisco 49ers.
Talk to him.
All right, next game, quickly, we have the New York Giants visiting the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys are 7-point favorites at Jerry's World. The over-under is set at 51.5 points. The Giants are 11-2 against the spread in the last 13 games on the road. Dallas is 7-1 straight up in the last 8 games when they play the Giants. The total has gone under in 9 of the Giants' last 11 games overall. However, the total has gone over in the last 5 home games for the Cowboys. Pick the winner.
What if I told you that Daniel Jones has more passing yards than Dak Prescott on less attempts?
I did not know that.
And then what if I also told you that Kenny Galladay has more receiving yards than CeeDee Lamb? What if I told you both of those?
I would have thought you were lying to me. I'm like, why are you lying to me, man? I thought we were homeboys.
And then what if I finally told you that the Cowboys defense is actually allowing more points per game than the Giants defense? Would that be weird?
You crazy,
that I could see a little bit more. It would be crazy, but I could see a little bit more. They played a few more high-powered offense, specifically the Bucs, but I did not know that. I thought the national media is telling me that, the Dallas Cowboys defense is for real.
So everything I said was true. And this is a rivalry game. And you know the NFC East, man. If y'all don't know the NFC East, let me fill you in on the NFC East. It's all made up. The rules don't matter. And you never know who's going to win. So for that reason, I'm going to go with the New York Giants. Because why wouldn't they? Why wouldn't the Cowboys turn into the Cowboys like they are always the Cowboys when they come?
Cinderella slippers off.
Back to the NFC East, man, where it's a Dr. Seuss of a division. And it's just like, y'all ever see that show, Whose Line Is It Anyways? That is the equivalent of the NFC East. All the points are made up and none of it matters. So yeah, I'm going Giants.
All right. Yeah, dude. I'm for sure fading you. All right. This is my blowout pick of the week. Dallas, I think they win by 14, 20 points here. Now, that is surprising, that stat that you just said. Now, if I look back at that, let's look at the schedule. Giants, Broncos, Washington, Falcons, Saints, Cowboys,
True.
Bucks, Chargers, Eagles, Panthers. I don't think you can really compare those. But saying
Stats
that,
can manipulate.
yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's funny what you can do with stats. You know, we all do it.
Sounds good. It
You know,
sounds good. I tell you that.
Not hating on you, Hicks. You know, not at all. Everyone does it. But yeah, I'm going Dallas. This is my blowout pick of the week. Dude, Dak Prescott, man. We haven't really talked about him at all this show, or at least today. This man he completed 14 passes for 4 touchdowns, dude. Like, that is a touchdown every 3 to 4 passes. Now, saying that, he was also under 200 yards. So it really, I would still consider that a down day for him. And because of the theory we just had earlier, you have a down day one week, you're going to explode the next. Would surprise me. He throws for 5 touchdowns, 300 plus.
I agree with you there. Dak Prescott is my fantasy stud of the week. I think he will also ball out. I could definitely see him having, 300 yards plus passing, 4 to 5 touchdowns. I think he gets a rushing touchdown this week as well. A little inside zone reach. I think he puts it in Zeke Elliott's belly. He pulls it out and he's able to run onto the edge for, 5 to 10 yard touchdown run. So key on that, man. That's a nice little prop for you guys. But in terms of this actual game, I already have my blowout of the week, but this is definitely up there. So Kyle, I agree with you there. I know that Hicks, he's a undercover Giants fan, so that's why he's kind of rooting for the Giants. But I don't think, now look, again, Hicks, you know a little more about the NFC least or the NFC East than I do. But one thing I do know, Dallas is an explosive offense. Giants cannot stop anyone. Giants still have Daniel Jones as their quarterback, so he's prone to throwing the ball to the other team or fumbling the ball if he needs to. And again, they just had a great win against the Saints last week. So what's the next thing? The next week, everyone's going to be on them. Everyone's going to say, "Oh yeah, I can add 7 points. Give me that, man. I'll take the Giants." They can keep within a touchdown. It don't work like that, buddy boy. Like, I just don't see it. Giants got their big win last week. I see Dallas winning this week handily. Again, my fantasy stud of the week will be Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys just let go of a starting linebacker. So what does that tell the rest of the players on the team? Yeah, we playing well and we doing everything we need to, but Jerry Jones ain't playing, man. Like, he will get rid of you in a heartbeat if you ain't playing up to your potential. So give me the Dallas Cowboys. I say they win by a touchdown. I think this game is actually closer score-wise late than it actually shows. I think Dallas is up the entire game. I think the Giants score some, somewhat relatively meaningless points towards the end of the game, and they cover that 7 points. But Dallas wins this game. And again, what is Dallas? 7-1 straight up in their last 8 games against the Giants. They go 8-1 straight up against the Giants after this week. Give me the Cowboys.
Talk to him.
All right. Next matchup, we have in the Sunday night matchup, we have the Buffalo Bills visiting the Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs are 2.5-point favorites at home in Arrowhead, and 56.5 points is the over/under. The Chiefs are 16-3 straight up in the last 19 games at home. They're also 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 games when they play Buffalo. Buffalo is 11-2 straight up in the last 13 games overall. Buffalo is also 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 games on the road. Pick the winner.
So I said that the Lions game was my Hicks game of the week. This is really like my real game of the week. The Chiefs Buffalo. This is a rematch of the AFC title game. I think it'll be a really good game. Obviously, probably going to be pretty high scoring. I know the Chiefs are struggling a bit, so they're going to be looking to kind of bounce back. And it's really hard to get a win in Arrowhead. So I'm going to choose the Chiefs taking the win. I'm going to go ahead and say Patrick Mahomes has an excellent performance. He's going to be my fantasy stud of the week. And let's see if the Chiefs go ahead and follow through and keep showing that dominance that we've seen them exude the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, so it was honestly, even though it's in Arrowhead, it really surprised me that the Chiefs were favorites on this game. It seems like no one now. It doesn't, or let me rephrase that. It doesn't surprise me, but why does it seem like we are always never talking about the Chiefs in the beginning of the year? I think that's really weird. The last couple of years, like even coming off their Super Bowl, like we just don't really talk about them much. I feel like they're a slow starting team always. So saying that, I actually have this as my upset pick of the week, and I'm going Bills. It is going to be very tough to go into Arrowhead, but just the way that the Bills are rolling right now, the Chiefs, they're going to end up somewhere in the talks when it comes to playoffs, getting to the Super Bowl. They're going to be in the talks, okay? But I think Buffalo steals one here. I guess it's really not stealing if they're if they're the underdogs. But yeah, I just like how the Bills are playing right now, man. They are on they got a hot head of steam. And yeah, I'm gonna go Buffalo.
This is Coach T's game of the week as well. This is one that I am going to be glued to my TV. I'm so glad that the NFL didn't screw this up and make this a 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock kickoff game. This is the nightcap. This is a nightcap at 8:20 on NBC, Sunday night matchup. This is also my highest scoring game of the week. Easily. I think, over under is 56.5 points. I think that is reached by the end of the third quarter. Now, in terms of the actual winner of this matchup, yes, Kansas City, they are the favorite. Traditional spread, if teams are relatively even and the home team is the favorite, they're typically -3. They're only -2.5 here. So that tells me a little something here. It tells me one of two things. Either Buffalo is, in Vegas's eyes, the guys in the desert, a little bit better than Kansas City, or they just want to kind of fool people a little bit. That I do not know. That's why this will be a great game, because we actually be able to see with our eyes. That's why they play the game, to actually see what they can do here. Again, high-scoring game, high-scoring matchup. What offense can score enough? Who has the ball last? I don't know, right? I'm not a genie. I can't predict that. But what I can predict is that it is very tough to win at Arrowhead historically. Kansas City, they are 16-3 straight up in the last 19 home games. They're also 5-1 against the spread in the last 6 games when playing Buffalo. So Josh Allen in a heavy passing offense with a little bit of not as much run game going against Kansas City that is very similar. A lot of pass, not a lot of run. Kansas City defense, I talked about it 2 weeks ago. One of the worst defenses you can find. They can't tackle. They can't rush the passes. They can't do anything right on defense, but it works in their favor. They're playing a team that is a one-trick pony in Buffalo in terms of throwing the ball. So with all that being said, to make a long story less long, give me the Kansas City Chiefs at home. Again, this is a night game. I have visions of Patrick Mahomes. Again, I said last week it was a must-win game against who did they play last week? Gosh, I'm blanking out. It was a must-win game for Kansas City. They won that matchup. I think this is another game where it's not necessarily a much win, but everyone's watching. They're going to have a few tricks up their sleeve. I think you maybe get a flea flicker. You maybe get a double reverse pass. You may get some crazy play that Kansas City has been, waiting to show on a TV game like this for a long time. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs in a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful game. The type of games I like, high-scoring matchups with a lot of explosives. I just think Kansas City makes that one key play late in the game, and they possibly have the ball late to actually go up and win this matchup. So, Kansas City Chiefs, get it done.
Talk to him.
All right, in our last matchup of the week, the Monday night matchup, we have the Indianapolis Colts, that is Kyle's Indianapolis Horseshoes, against the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens are 7-point favorites at home. 47 points is the over-under. This is an 8:15 kickoff on ESPN. Indianapolis is 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 games on the road when they visit the Baltimore Ravens. The total has gone under in the last 5 matchups between these two teams, and the total has gone under in 6 of Baltimore's last 7 games when they play at home against the Indianapolis Colts. Hicks, pick the winner.
I just don't see the Colts taking this one. Last year, they kind of started off okay with the Ravens, and then Lamar did them under. So I think that happens again. Wentz, fantasy dud, gets shut down this week. Think looks really rough, juxtaposed against Lamar Jackson. So sorry about that, Kyle, but I'm going to go Ravens in this one.
I'm hurt, man. I'm really, really hurt. I'll tell you that. So first off, I didn't mention it earlier as you guys were saying it. My fantasy stud was actually Derrick Henry. With a bad O-line last week, he had 157 yards, 1 touchdown. He had 33 carries. All right, so they're gonna still be looking to put the ball in his hands. And then my fantasy dud was actually Ben Roethlisberger. I already talked about it. He just looked god awful. In 4 games, he's thrown 2 different pairs of 4s, 4 touchdowns, and 4 picks. All right, so that's enough of that. When it comes to this game, it hurts me, man. It really does. It's a Monday night. It's versus the Ravens, who in the past, the Colts, even with Peyton Manning days, man, I've hated playing the Ravens. My whole life being a Colts fan, I have not enjoyed watching us play the Baltimore Ravens. I think there's still a little bit of hate in that city for us from when we left it in the freaking 50s. Get over it, Baltimore. But saying that, I'm probably going to have to go Baltimore just for my record's sake. I hate saying it. The Colts, we don't got a quarterback, man. I think if Carson Wentz is healthy, he is good. He is a good quarterback. This man's got a different plays. He's a maniac, man. Like, I heard this actually from when I was listening to Pat McAfee. He said it perfectly, dude. Like, you don't want to take it away from Darius Leonard, that nickname, but Carson Wentz legit plays like a maniac on the field and not in a good way. All right. This man, it seems like he is almost, I'm taking this from what I hear. He is almost like Andrew Luck in the point to where he feels like it is disrespectful to the game of football to like slide and to play smart and to do stuff like that. And that's great. That's great as a player, but as a fan and as a team needing that quarterback to play well and to stay healthy, it is terrifying. So with two sprained ankles, other stuff going on, I'm gonna go Baltimore.
Well. Look at here. We have the lowly Indianapolis Colts that just got their first win against the Miami Dolphins, visiting the high-flying Baltimore Ravens. Everyone in the world will take the Baltimore Ravens. How could they lose this game? They're back home after beating an undefeated team in the Denver Broncos last week. Now they're back at home to play a 1-3 team. They got Lamar Jackson 2 years ago, was the NFL MVP. What could go wrong? I agree with those people. I think there's no way that the Indianapolis Colts, with Carson Wentz at quarterback or Jacob Eason at quarterback, I don't even know who's a better quarterback at this point in time. Whoever's starting for those guys, I don't think it's enough in terms of Baltimore, especially at home. And you said it. It is very tough for the Colts to play the Baltimore Ravens. A little history here. Obviously, the Baltimore Ravens used to be the Baltimore Colts. Then they moved to Indianapolis. And now Baltimore, over the last, few decades since that happened, Baltimore has been the better franchise, even though they haven't been around as long. They've been the more successful franchise. So not by much. Obviously, you had Peyton Manning doing pretty well there in Indy. But to me, with this matchup, Indianapolis, yes, they are 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 road games against Baltimore, but they didn't have Carson Wentz under center. They didn't have, now his name is escaping me, their guard. Who's their guard that was out last couple of weeks?
Quentin Nelson.
Okay. They didn't have him out for this game. So it's just a lot to ask of the Colts on the road again. They're coming from Miami. Now they're in Baltimore on the road. It's a lot of travel. It's a Monday night game. When has Lamar Jackson really disappointed on a primetime game? Only time he's done that has been against all-time great quarterbacks like Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes. That ain't Carson Wentz, and that ain't Jacob Eason. I'm sorry, man. So give me Baltimore. Now, if something tells me they don't cover this number, I don't necessarily think they win by a touchdown, But Lamar is just Lamar, man. He's Superman. Put an S on his chest, man. Put some respect on that man's name. He's been showing that he's more of a pocket quarterback. He clearly is probably the most dangerous player in the entire league, regardless of position, with his legs. So you know what he can do there, man. Give me the Baltimore Ravens at home Monday night. I think Lamar steals the show here. He shows why he's also back in the MVP race. And I love the Baltimore Ravens to win this matchup. All right, fellas. Well, it's getting late. It's actually 11:11. Wow, how crazy is that? You guys make a wish. I'm going to make a wish that we continue this great NFL season. We're able to continue to have these wonderful games. I know that, hey, win, lose, or draw in these matchups, we always have something fun to look forward to, us three. Kyle, Hicks, do you guys have anything to say to the fans?
Yeah, man, I'll just say I appreciate you guys listening. Again, shout out to, I know we probably have listeners from all over, but here in Indiana, we are right now, as we record this, we are in week 7 of high school football. As you guys know, me and Terrence, we both coach at separate high schools here. And it's week 7 out of the 10 guaranteed games that you have. And so you're playing for your football life. So shout out to my Mishawaka Cavemen, and let's go ahead and get this done this week. Appreciate all you fans out there, and can't wait to talk to you next week.
Oh, yeah. And I'll just say, kind of piggybacking off that, shout out to everybody listening. Give the show a like, share it to somebody, turn somebody on to it. Definitely appreciate that. And we'll keep bringing y'all some more good old football action.
Yes. And like I said last week, if you guys are interested in even more NFL action, please listen to the Hicks. Oh, I'm sorry. Please listen to the Yo and Hicks show. That is Hicks's other podcast. He does a great job there. Also, if you're interested in college football, me, Coach T, I have my Coach T college football show with Mook, which airs weekly on the TST Network, as mentioned previously. So I'm going to wrap it up from here. You guys enjoy this weekend. Enjoy these games. Hopefully you make some money if you listen to us for that. If not, you listen to us because you like what we talk about. We give you good information. Please like, please share, please subscribe. Please do all that good stuff. Tell a friend to tell a friend. So from us to you, this is me, Coach T. Keep showing love, keep showing support, and we'll keep bringing you